Hello all, this is House Arrest Pro back at you with another Resident Evil 3 for Newbies video. And we were just about to go out into the world on our last video. However, before we do, I just wanted to show you guys this cool clock here. Let you know what she says.
Get this working if I plug in the right whatever it is.
So we're obviously going to need to find something in order to interact with this. Now that's one thing about the Resident Evil games that makes it differ a little bit from other horror slash action slash survival games, is that typically Resident Evil games have some sort of puzzles throughout them, things you have to figure out, and it rewards you for doing so. So,
More survivors. We've got to get that train moving.
we've got our first encounter here with a zombie. I'm going to show you what it takes to put one down. Now, once you drop a zombie, first of all, their weak point is their head, so shooting them in the head is ideal. Secondly, once you drop them, they're not necessarily dead. As you can see, this guy isn't either. Now, once you drop them, you can attack them with your knife in order to finish them off, or you can simply run up and put another bullet in his head. Now, the cool thing about them is once they're dead, they do not come back. So if you ever have to backtrack and go back through an area where you were earlier and you've killed all the zombies, it should be completely clear. So I always like to make sure I take care of them. I've seen a lot of other YouTubers who just drop them and run by, or simply dodge them and continue. But that means that if you ever have to come back to that area again, he's going to be there. He's going to be something that you have to deal with a second time. So the second thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was making use of your map. When you go to your inventory screen, if you're playing on PlayStation 4 like I am, you want to hit your L1 button, which takes you to the map. Now, once the area is green, as this one is, that means it is clear and it's time to progress. If it's red, that means there's something still there. And as far as gathering items and loot, that is a huge part of any Resident Evil game, as they typically give you just enough for you to have enough to do what you need to do in order to progress. So you'll want to check all areas to make sure that you've gathered all the loot that you can before you continue. Now, obviously, in this area, we have something we have to do with that clock monument thing, but we can't do that yet, so we'll have to do that once we come back. But as far as the area that we're in, as you can see, it's green. That means we can continue. Also, Resident Evil games are generally pretty linear. There's not a whole lot of open world like exploring. It will help guide you in the direction you need to go pretty much automatically. Even though you might have free reign to search about that area, it's going to make it pretty obvious which way you need to go to continue. Okay, so we've dropped him, and if I can get my aim, we'll drop this guy as well. They actually get closer, or get quicker, the closer they get to you. So now that we've dropped them, we're going to make sure he stays down. And another quick thing is, yes, you can shoot zombies when your crosshairs are zoomed out like that, just like that. But if you'll wait and steady that shot and wait until those crosshairs are actually, well, wait until those crosshairs are actually zoomed in and tightened, you do more damage. We want to make sure these guys are down and down for good, so we don't have to worry about them if we ever have to backtrack through here. Okay, switch back to our gun and we'll continue. So we've got a toy store here, toy uncle with a giant big head on top of it. Comes into play later on. and it's locked with this yellow lock. That means we can't get through yet. We need something in order to pick said lock. Over here, a little supermarket, and can't get in there yet either, as it is chained up. So both of these areas we'll have to come back to. We've got our little item box here. Carefully shoot it so we don't hit this red barrel and grab that gunpowder. These red barrels are very, very, very handy. They can do damage to you. If you shoot them, they will blow up, and if you're close enough, you will take damage for doing so. However, they will save you a lot of ammunition and time in the long run, and I'll show you what I mean in a minute.
That's the substation. You'll have to circle around through an alley to your right to get there.
You mean the alley that's on fire?
Maybe. Surely a tall drink of water like yourself can put out a few flames.
Fuck you.
Oh, Carlos and the cheesy pickup lines. So obviously we need to go this way, but we need something to be able to progress. So we'll go back and search the area. Now, what I was talking about, these barrels coming in handy, I could sit here and shoot these zombies, take them out one at a time, but that would probably cost me at least 12, 15 bullets. Or I can wait until they all get fairly close. One shot in the red barrel, and that's going to take everybody out. Always keep an eye out for those red barrels. They do come in handy. Now see, if I wait until those crosshairs zoom in there, I'm going to do more damage make sure we're down here. Yeah. Hey, big guy. I just blew his head off. That was a critical hit. When you score one of those, the zombie's head pops like a zit, and they won't be getting up anytime soon. Man, I wish I could aim. That's just wonderful. Go around you here, friend. Oh, how quickly can I craft and shoot? All right. Save whatever ammunition I can. There's that critical hit. These little generators right here can be shot, which will freeze these zombies in place by electrocuting them temporarily. However, I always have a harder time actually hitting the zombies when they're being electrocuted because they jerk around pretty violently. So I don't typically use them that much for enemies like zombies. However, it will come in handy when we're being chased by Mr. Nemesis. Now, the Nemesis cannot be killed. You cannot, you know, run into him and then just simply kill him so he won't be bothering you. I mean, the whole point of the game is to have him stalking you, chasing you. But he can be downed. And once you down him, it's a pretty good idea to get up, run like hell while you have the opportunity. Because it is temporary. You will have to deal with him again. And you have a couple of different choices about how you can down him. I mean, you can shoot enough shells into him or bullets into him to down him that way. Or a grenade does it, you know, just one shot. We're going to go ahead and drop this ladder. This ladder actually overlooks this area where we were earlier with the fire hydrant. But we're going to want to drop that ladder, and I'll show you why here in just a bit. And by dropping the Nemesis in certain areas, he will, once you down him temporarily, he will drop certain items that can be very useful to you. So You'll want to do that probably, and I'll show you which areas those are once we get to that point. Got some dead folks in here. I'll go around and collecting stuff. Now here to my right is a save room. First of all, this is locked with a yellow lock. Again, we need something in order to be able to unlock it. We can combine ammunition. Okay, once you enter a save room, you'll know it's a save room by hearing this sound. That lets you know you're in a save room, which is also a safe room. Enemies cannot enter this door. So once you're inside, you'll be able to heal or craft different items, or, you know, adjust your inventory, whatever you need to do. Certain items you will have to examine in order to find out their use. Now, obviously, if I were just to pick this up, it just looks like a box. Pretty useless. However, if I examine it, I can see that by pressing X, we can open it, and ta-da! We've got a red jewel. And I'll show you what that's for here in just a bit. So we're going to drop that red jewel off in our inventory. We'll go ahead and combine our red and green herbs. Store one of them because we only care to take one healing item with us. And again, we can save our game. We can do whatever we need to do in this room before leaving. Now, anybody, like I said, familiar with the Resident Evil series knows that acquiring loot is a big part of the game. So you'll want to, excuse me, you'll want to look around and clear all areas before progressing. Make sure that you get as much as you can. So we got a ton of zombies, but we also have a red barrel. All right, everybody gather around for the family portrait. Does that get everybody? I believe so. So we managed to take out everybody with one bullet. Waha. Got that critical. Yeah, I love them. Gunpowder. Again, like I said, you can look at this map. It will let you know there is more to be done here. Some handgun ammo here. And now this area is green, which lets me know that, you know, I can continue, progress to the next area. So we got a spot over here, which is also locked. So we're going to need to find something to be able to get through that gate. This is the subway area, subway station area, whatever you'd like to call it. I think it's more like a control room, honestly. And there is quite a bit to be done here. So first thing we're going to do is take this guy out so he doesn't bother us. All right. Got our fire hose, which means we can put that fire out. In this room, we've got a letter telling us about the shotgun that's locked up over here, which is locked. So we cannot get into there yet. We have to find something to be able to get into there. Shotgun is personally my weapon of choice in any zombie outbreak. Always seems to be the best weapon in zombie games, to be honest. Got some more gunpowder here, a hand grenade and a locker, and another yellow locked locker. So we'll have to come back and revisit that one.
This must be the subway company's offices.
Aha.
Huh. Nothing.
This just tells you about the subway station. You will have to come back here. As you can see, there is no power on at this moment, so you've got to go turn the power on before you can do what you need to do here in order to progress. Got another little lock box here with a yellow lock. So we've got several areas with yellow locks and chained doors that we are going to have to get some tools in order to continue through those. Never ever ever trust a zombie laying down. Even though it appears to be dead, believe me, 9 times out of 10 they are not. And like there, that guy, if I would have tried to enter into that store before taking care of him, I would have gotten bitten on my leg. So I want to make sure these guys are taken care of. Got a green herb in here. Some high-grade gunpowder. Why not? We'll make some shotgun shells, even though I don't have any, even though I don't even have a shotgun yet. And some handgun ammo. Now, because it's in the demo and because I'm already here, I'll go ahead and tell you that this poster here contains a little secret. As you can see, there are 3 numbers here on the bottom that are circled, a 9, a 3, and a 7. Those are the numbers that are in a combination to a safe we are about to unlock. So just remember those, 9, 3, 7. Got a couple zombies standing by this very nicely placed red barrel here. Well, hello. No, don't get up, really. Alright. Now, as you can see, if I were to check my map now, it still says we have something in this area that needs to be picked up. Not only is the area red, but it shows you the item location and even tells you what that item is. So that map comes in very, very helpful. Learn to use it when playing. It will help you out tremendously. Now, if we go back and look again, obviously that item is gone and the area is now green, which lets us know that we can continue without having missed anything. Always try to check your corners before entering a room. And just like here, you'll never know when you're about to enter a place there's a zombie inside. Oh, seriously. They will bust through the door in certain areas, so you can just kind of get prepared and take your shots. Stay down, stay down, stay down. Are you dead? I think you're dead. Alright. Now, here's this safe we were talking about. Over here is the information about that safe, which tells you where to look for that combination that we found earlier. So, now that we found it, we can open it up and see what's inside. Let's go ahead and make some more handgun ammunition. Now, I will say that even though it gives you a specific direction on where to go with the combination, it can be entered either way. You can start left or right first. As long as it's those 3 numbers, you're going to unlock that safe. So 9, 3, 7. And we now have a red dot sight for our gun. Now, once you find any weapon parts, all you'll want to do is go into your inventory and simply combine them with whichever weapon they are designed for. And now we have a red dot sight. And as you can see, what that's going to do is actually cause more damage because it keeps those crosshairs tighter. It actually gives you that, like we were talking about earlier, it gives you the ability to score more critical hits, and should save you quite a bit of ammunition in the long run. So I think we're pretty much done with this entire area. There's something still in the donut shop, but it's locked. So we're pretty much done with this entire area. We can go straight now to that fire hydrant and put out that fire, and we can do that by one or two ways. We could have went back through the donut shop down there, or we can take our little fire escape ladder that we dropped earlier, which is the way we're going to go. As long as you guys stay on the other side of that fence, we're good. All right. All right, fire's out, which means we can go. Okay, so automatically we know this is a save room because we heard that sound I was talking about earlier once we came inside. We got a locker here to our left with a yellow lock, which means once again we can't get in. We got our typewriter in our item box, but most importantly we have these handy dandy bolt cutters. Now at this point we could turn around and go through all the areas that we haven't been able to explore yet that we needed these, but let's go ahead and progress a little bit further.
Is someone in here?
Gonna need these to cut through that chain.
Here, UBCS?
Yeah, careful, careful. Come on, don't look at me like that, all right? I'm not an infected.
let's take care
No, 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 wait, please!
Wow.
What the fuck?
He was infected.
He might have been infected.
Oh, stars, this soft. No wonder so many of you dead.
And what are you, UBCS? Killing your own people?
He would have turned. There's your sense of self-preservation. Go back to the subway station. We don't need a bleeding heart like you getting in the way.
Okay, so Nikolai's a douche. Got some shotgun shells here. So this just tells you how he got to become a UBCS member, one of Carlos and Nikolai's brothers in arms, I guess. He was actually a prisoner, and this is his first mission. They recruited him out of prison. Poor little guy. Nikolai is obviously a heartless bastard. Just kidding. It was actually probably the smart thing to do. So we're going to go to the right first, and we find another UBS or CS member who has ended his own life. Left his suicide note behind there. Again, you guys can read all these as you play through. There is an achievement for making sure that you read all of them, so I highly advise reading all of them. Not to mention it gives you a lot of insight on the story behind everything that's going on. This just tells you about these little generators that we're about to encounter. The one like I showed you outside of the donut shop with the electrical current and being able to shock enemies, which is about to come in really handy. We've got two dogs, rabid zombie dogs that are about to pop up. And they are very difficult to hit normally. So by using that generator to our advantage, we can stop them in their dead in their spot while we take care of them. Yeah, you guys just stay over there. And as you can tell, again, this game is pretty linear. It will help guide you in the direction you need to go. I mean, you can look around in this area specifically, but for the most part, it's going to let you know which way to go in order to proceed. Here we got a box with some more gunpowder. Why not? We'll make some more handgun ammunition. Also, if you've got ammunition scattered all over the place, kind of like what we've got now in our inventory, I don't know if I've mentioned this or not, but you can combine them And now we have all of our ammunition under one slot. Now I believe with handgun ammunition, the most you can put in one slot is 60 rounds. I'm not sure. I think it's 20 with shotgun shells. So, and we've got a little bit of damage. I'm going to go ahead and use this green herb. Why not? Oh, hello. Oh, I guess I could equip my gun. That would probably be helpful. Stay away. Are you dead? You are now. Got a big boy coming down the stairs. Alright. No, stay down, stay down. I actually don't advise getting right over them like that, because a lot of times if you can't stop them from getting up, they will jump up and attack you. We were pretty fortunate there, we didn't get bit. Got this red herb outside. Another hip pouch for more carry on. Just lets you know that there are 4 breakers here that need to be flipped in order to reactivate the power. We're going to check our inventory, see if there's anything we need to leave or take. Go ahead and drop that. Sure, we're good to go. We got plenty of room.
Smells like... Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
As you can see, we've got your standard power station back here, but there's obviously something going on with it. Something growing. Some nasty looking junk. Some green herbs right here, and that's for a good reason. This tells you a little bit about green herbs and what they can do about helping you out if you have any maggots growing inside of you. And there's a good reason for that, which we will find out momentarily. Let's go check out this guy first. Hey bud, can I have that box?
Oh my god.
So he had some nasty little insects growing inside of him. Not good. Again, got us a box here, pretty useless by itself. Let's examine it. Open that bad boy up and see what we have. Ahaha, a lockpick. I've been needing a lockpick. Now, at this point, I have a couple of options. I can proceed, go through this door here, pick this lock and continue, or I can run back and check out all the areas that we couldn't get into, or boxes that we couldn't get into before, because I now have that lockpick and I have the bolt cutters. So that's what I'm going to do real quick, and there's a good reason for that. It's going to be a lot easier to do it now than it would be to do it after progressing, and you'll see what that reason is as we continue here. But as of now, we're going to stop by, drop off a couple of things, make some room. We definitely want to keep that grenade on us, and go ahead and give it a quick save. And I'm going to stop this video here, guys. When we come back, we'll be backtracking, grabbing all the loot that we left behind, and then be back here in a flash. So thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again in the next video. Again, I know everything's kind of crazy in the world right now. Be sure and take care of yourselves and each other. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.